Hello and welcome to the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada. How is everyone doing tonight? Awesome. Tonight we have Detour with founding member Connie. And Connie's been waiting patiently in the waiting room, what I call the green room. I hope they've been treating her good back there because I got a waitress back there serving her drinks. So we're going to bring Connie in right now and see how she's doing tonight. Hey, Connie, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
You look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love that. I love that dress. That's awesome.
It's a corset top.
Is it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Hmm.
So we are going to be talking about Detour. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes.
Detour with an E, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that French?
No. I just wanted to be different. Kind of like the way I spell my name. Just be different.
I have a picture on the screen right now of Ken. Now, Ken was going to join us tonight, and Ken has some technical difficulties. So we are going to be one-on-one tonight with Connie talking about the new album, the new music coming out by Detour. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about Ken. So I want to find out more about him because from what I understand, he's a pretty phenomenal guitar player, like a shredder.
He's a shredder.
He's a shredder.
He's a shredder.
So how long have you been in the music business? Now, you look much younger than me, I'm guessing.
Well, thank you.
And how did you get started? And let's go way back. Let's go way back. You know, you went to high school and you probably were in band or something, like I used to be. And so take me all the way back and how you got involved with this genre of music, or if maybe you were in another genre of music. I'm not sure. So take me through the trip, and we'll bring it all current to Detour. Go ahead.
Oh my! Wow, you're in for a ride. I actually started singing at 4 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad. He got me into music. He was very, very into music. He was a drummer, and he played for the Rivieras. I have a list somewhere.
I think I remember the Rivieras. They were big, right?
Yeah, he played for them. For a little while. He's also was big on drum and bugle corps, so I did play snare drum for a brief while in a drum and bugle corps, all girl one.
Wow, so you're a drummer.
Well, no, just
you just bang.
I can't bang on a snare. It's all good. Or give me a cymbal.
I think we've all done that in our childhood, right?
Yeah, right. Now I stick to tambourines, on occasion. But yeah, so I was in choir all of school, all of my school days. And I got the bug for really truly singing it, and I was already writing at the age of 11.
Wow, at 11 years old.
11 years old.
That's amazing because not many 11-year-olds start writing music.
I was in my head for years beforehand, and
that's crazy.
Writing it down. I went to a music teacher in 7th or 8th grade, and asked him to put music to one of my songs or teach me how to, do that.
Right.
And instead, I ended up singing it as a solo for a choir concert. Got a standing ovation.
Wow.
And I kid you not, it was so funny because I'm on the top of the risers, and I'm standing up there, and I'm like in my own cloud, standing ovation. It's a packed place.
That's incredible.
And the guitarist even tried to mess me up, and I still kept going. But and they're announcing me again, and I didn't even hear him. I won some award. I was so lost in my own little room. They had to nudge me like, what? And he's like, oh, me. Go back down. So yeah, I got my first taste of, I like this. Yeah.
Well, the attention, being in the entertainment business period is, I used to get so much attention, I'm a songwriter myself.
Nice.
I don't know if you know much about me. I was in the rock band Danger back in the 80s.
Oh, wow. Cool. Okay.
I was the lead singer for Danger, and I've recorded 4 albums, and I played with Timothy Gaines from Stryper. He was my bass player for 4 years, and then played with Van Halen and all those guys back in the day.
Nice.
Actually, I played with Guns N' Roses before they were Guns N' Roses. Yeah. Yeah. So that's how old I am.
Yeah. You're wise.
But enough about me. So so tell me a little. Okay, so as far as instruments go, okay, were you brought up musically by your family? Piano, guitar? Do you play instruments? But
This
you're a songwriter.
Yep,
Go ahead.
writing, just writing. My dad was a writer as well. Um, yeah, no, I grew up with music always in the house.
Okay.
My dad, my mom and dad, while they were still together, along with my dad's parents, bought a bar
Nice.
and in New York, and not New York City, but in a town called Waverly, New York.
Okay.
And so it was a bar and grill, and we had the jukeboxes that had the 45s back then.
Oh yeah.
I have
It
all those,
wasn't that long ago.
you know. And so we were always at the bar helping out, and we were always as kids, and we were always changing the jukebox music out, and we kept all those 45s. And at home, music was always playing when Dad was home. So it was just, and I didn't have the friends, I guess, I stayed in my room all the time. So music was just my world. Writing, drawing, that kind of thing. And
Are you also an artist? And do you do like paintings and stuff?
I won't paint by number.
well, well, I guess that's an artist.
I can't draw.
So you are primarily you are a singer, and that's it.
Yes, singing right. That's it.
There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
Because
yes,
we need more great singers in the world today, especially the way music's going today. We need more
yeah.
singers. We need more
Yes,
music, you know?
yes, yes. There are some good ones out there, though.
There is. So tell me your influences. Who really who makes your hair stand up? I mean,
Now or
band.
then?
Okay, then and now.
Oh
You know,
boy.
no, I mean, back then, who was your influences, and now today? I mean, I know you're a songwriter, and you probably try to be as original as you possibly can, right?
Yeah.
As a songwriter.
Oh, yeah.
So, and like me, people say, well, I can't really put my finger on it. You kind of sound like this guy, that guy, Bon Jovi, Tommy Shaw, but I really want to be as original as I possibly can, vocally.
Mhm.
And so tell me a little bit about, when you got started singing like kind of professionally, right? Who was your strong influences, and do you think that you don't sound like anybody else?
Wow. My strongest influence is honestly, I love Amy Lee and her style.
Right, right.
I love Evanescence.
Oh
Um,
yeah. I
and
just talked about her on the last show. Yeah.
I, I love, mixing strings and the guitars. I just love that stuff. I love that stuff. Um,
A little symphonic, a little
yes,
orchestral. Yeah, yeah. The big
yes.
the big sound. The big sound.
Yep, build up to it and come back. And I
Oh
love
man.
that's it. That's me. And I have a little, I've been told to quit, but I have my own little thing, I kind of do a little vocal instead of stopping dry or going, I kind of wave it a little.
No,
And,
I didn't get a chance to listen to all your songs.
yeah.
I did some gardening today. I'm planting vegetables in my crop today. And Brian kind of got me some of the stuff a little bit later, and then but I did listen to a couple songs. But tell me, who do you think you sound like, or can you describe the sound of your music to the audience? Because we are talking to a
Mhm.
pretty big audience tonight. So, and if they want to go see you play,
Mhm.
what can you tell them that it's going to sound like?
It's gonna sound like, raw guitars, raunchy, just in your face. The lyrics are, some of them are dark.
That's
Uh,
cool. That's cool.
New stuff that's coming out is really twisted. um,
Does it cross the lines of gothic rock? Like,
yes,
okay, okay. I
definitely.
just interviewed Lords of Salem last week, and they were over the top.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, yeah. So it's just, I think I sound like Amy Lee. I can match her to a T, no problem.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and I'm a little lower now since I went through thyroid surgery. But and it affected my voice a little bit, so I'm a little
You
lower.
still have your range though, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just had to learn. I had to retrain it and relearn it. Um,
Okay.
yes, I
That's
would.
tough. That's tough when they start cutting on you and you got to bring everything back,
Yeah,
you
cancer.
know? Oh my gosh. So you survived it.
I did. Yes, there's a scar
You, you are a miracle.
here. I've had three. Um,
Oh my gosh. No, just real quick. I just interviewed a band called Freak Show
yeah.
with Carlos Cavazo is on
Mhm,
guitar,
mhm.
and both the drummer and the bass player had stage 3, stage 4 cancer,
Yeah,
and they beat it.
yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And if anyone says no, I'm gone at stage 3 and 4, no, don't
No,
ever give up. Right?
never, never,
Don't
never.
ever give up.
Never mind.
And you're a strong woman. I can tell
Yeah.
you're a strong woman. So cancer's not going to kick your ass. No fucking way.
Nah, they know
No
we're gonna
way.
kick my ass.
So tell me bands why. Okay, have you been in
Hmm.
many bands or has it always been your band?
Always been me.
Always
But
been
I
you.
have,
Okay.
yeah, well, for the past couple years, I've jammed with a few local bands, and I loved it. It was awesome. But I want my own, you know. What I want to do and what they do here is totally different. Even though I'm in Charlotte,
Right.
a lot of rock here. The bands I find are all more the Southern rock, which is cool.
Hey, I like
They don't
Southern
want to
rock.
do my stuff. But they don't want to do my stuff. They want to keep, and they want to do covers. They don't want to do the originals. And it's like,
Yeah.
and they listen to my stuff and say, yeah, okay. And they listen to my stuff and say, no.
I did Fever Tree. They're on your label, Curtain Call Records. And Fever Tree, are you familiar with them?
I saw that they're on
Yeah,
there.
man, you talk about some Southern rock. Those guys kick ass. If you get a chance, check them out.
I will. I will.
They're on your label, and I also did a podcast show, so look back at my shows and check them
Okay.
out.
I
Really fun interview, man. Kind of like
will.
a Leonard Skinner with a little hard rock edge.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. I like
Not,
that.
yeah, they roughed it up a bit, but really great band. So tell me more. So here you are. You got your own band. Now, is there a set of players that you always play with all the time, or is
No,
it just you and you just bring them in?
I bring them in. Yep.
Okay. So,
Bring them in.
so Ken a good friend of yours as well? Have you
He
known Ken?
is. Yeah,
Okay.
Ken. Well, we met jamming with one of the local bands that I was briefly in. They wanted me to replace their singer. Um,
Of course they did.
thank you. Thank you. And I get there and she decides she's not leaving and what have you, but they were also replacing or adding guitar, or replacing the guitarist. So I met Ben and Ken actually. They were originally my Detour.
Okay.
And that band I went away. I'm like, well, if she's not leaving, there's no sense of me being here. And the guy was a dictator. His
Yeah,
way.
that's no fun.
No. So I stayed in touch with Ken and of course Ben. He interviewed me locally. He's a local artist and he does he writes on the platform Medium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he wrote a little thing about me. Um, and they were my band for a little while, but they were also involved in other bands. So
Gotcha.
we at some point Ben went this way,
Right.
um, and I moved away. I moved, further away from them where I'm at now. So it just didn't happen. But
Where'd
Ken,
you go? Have you always been in North Carolina?
I've been in North Carolina in the area. Wow, 20 years
20 years.
since
Where are
99.
you from? Where are you from originally?
I'm originally a Midwestern girl from Indiana.
All right. Little Indiana. There you go.
Hoosier.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, we're
Was that like, well, let's see here. I'm looking at your bio.
mean.
Transplant in 1999, and you've been in North Carolina ever since 2022?
2002.
I'm sorry, 2002. My eyes, I'm getting old. 2002,
Yep,
you nestled in the Queen City of Charlotte.
22. I came back to Charlotte last year actually.
And how do you like it?
I like
Where you,
it.
yeah.
It's me. I like it. I mean, um, I have a day job, and so when I leave work at night, I see the lights. I'm like, oh, I just want to go play.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a studio?
There
Is
is a
that
studio.
are you in your studio now?
No, this is my
A little
place.
playroom. Can't go.
It's my living room, yeah. But I have my my PA system sitting here to my left, and my microphone, and all
But your
that.
recordings, are they done in a, do you have to go out and rent a studio when you do the recordings? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Get all the right equipment in place.
Yep.
I have a I have a studio. I'm in my studio now, but I threw up a green screen so I can, but this is my studio, and I bring in players and, get guitar parts in and stuff. So if you heard any of my music, you get a little idea of what I do.
Hmm.
I've done everything from heavy metal to hard rock to pop to, I fell into a Christian rock category, and easy listening the other day.
Nice. Very
And I'm a
nice.
hard rock singer, man, but being in this little room, it's weird. It's like I end up with these lullabies, these ballads, these songs that are like, because I don't want to scream and yell, because I need volume. I need my Marshall stack just on fire. And I need my interaction with players. I'm
Yep.
used I'm used to being in rock bands, and I'm all by myself up here in a little corner of Las Vegas, Nevada.
I drive the neighbors crazy.
Huh?
I drive the neighbors crazy.
Now, do you play guitar at all?
No, I did at one point. I tried, and
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't play anything. I have a tambourine, and I wanted to incorporate it because I love Stevie Nicks.
Oh, so do I. So do
Yeah,
I.
I love
Well,
her.
well, well, tell me about your songwriting process. Okay, so you don't play, and that's where I'm going with all this.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're writing a song,
Mhm.
and sometimes I sit down with a paper plate or a napkin, and I start writing down lyrics, and I come up with this melody. What is your process for writing a song? And do you need someone around, or is it just you?
It's just me. Quite honestly, they come to me about 3 in the morning when I'm half asleep, and I'm like, "Oh, here it is," and I just write it all. Yep.
That's when you do your best writing, is when you're
Yeah.
sleeping, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. But I've been known to sit, anywhere, and it'll come to me, and I'll write it down.
And
Yeah.
what inspires you when you're writing? Do you need to be inspired? And what do you write about mostly?
Well, obviously this album is about my past,
Okay.
a bad marriage actually, and just
Mm,
I incorporated, more in there to be more to for all relationships kind of thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And but life inspires me. I've been inspired by one lyric in a song of mine and done something else with it. Um,
Hmm.
movies, a line in a movie, or listening to someone else's song. I'm like, ooh, I want to go this way with that, and just it gives me an idea or a subject matter. Um, you
And,
know,
and what comes to you first? Is it the chorus, like the idea of the song, like, or do you just start writing from scratch? Just start jotting lyrics down?
both.
Both. Okay. No,
Both.
I'm just asking because there's a lot of young songwriters out there
Mhm.
that are watching this and go, how do I write a song? And here you're a strong woman who is independent. You have your own label. You have your own albums. I think a lot of young artists want to know, how do you get started in writing a song? Let's
Mhm.
break it down to just writing a simple song.
Mhm. Yeah, well, I mean, you have to know what you want to write about, some kind of a subject matter.
So a
And
feeling or an experience.
bring an
Hmm.
experience, subject matter, and then kind of go from there. Just what do you want to convey to it? Okay, what kind of emotion are you wanting people to feel from it? Uh,
Right,
what are you
right,
feeling from it?
right.
Write it down, and then you pick it apart later, and you can make something out of it. There's times I've done that, and it's ended up being almost a story. I'm like, okay, I've got to narrow this down.
You ever
So,
thought of being a country artist? No, I'm just joking. How many words are in a country song, right? That's a story, right? When you said story, I thought of country.
yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
it's funny, in heavy metal and rock and roll. And I'm from the 80s, right? My first record was in 1979. And I always talk about how we didn't back then. Well, I was kind of in the hair band, glam era, and we didn't write about much. I was playing with Warrant, remember Warrant and
Oh
Rat,
yes.
Quiet
Yeah.
Riot?
I
You
met
know,
January.
did you? Oh, before he passed. I was so sad. What a great I actually played with those guys. And I was going to talk about The songs like, "Well, she's my cherry pie." I mean, come on, what's that song about, right? She's my cherry pie. And then you take a music into like a country or even a rap song. There's a whole bunch of words. There's a storyline. There's a storyline. And I'm hearing more in heavy metal now, in even Metallica, and I
Mhm.
used to be a big Queensryche fan.
I love Queensrÿche.
Right. Jeff Tate and me had the same
Oh,
vocal.
yes.
We had the same vocal coach, Jeff and I. You know,
Oh, nice.
yeah, her name was Elizabeth Sabine, very very famous vocal strengthening specialist.
Wow.
And Jeff and me would go to her class, and she would warm him up before every show.
Wow.
That's how good she was.
Wow.
And Jeff didn't go on stage until Elizabeth warmed him up.
Yes.
And so I got sidetracked, but there's a story. There's a storyline. You could be watching a movie. Queensryche could have done a whole theme.
Mhm.
A whole soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny when I write a song, I visualize a video.
Yeah.
Like me waking up out of the bed and the curtains opening up and looking down onto the street. Recently, I've been writing songs about the world today.
Oh, yeah.
When they shut down America, right? When they told us not to come into work because
Yeah.
there's
Cool.
a airborne disease that's going to kill everybody. You're all going to die if you don't put on a mask.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get into politics on this
Yeah,
show,
we're not gonna go there.
but it was a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So let's go back. Okay, so you write these songs now. You're all by yourself. Do you need a guitar player to come in and fill in that void that you're hearing?
I do now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, but I've always wanted that. Let's just put it that way. Just hasn't happened. So
Well, so you're writing a song now. Is it keyboard? Is it keyboard based, or is there? I
it's
heard
just
some
in my head.
guitar.
Yeah,
It's
it's
in your
just in
head.
my
Yeah,
head. It's in my head.
that's
I'll have a
cool.
little melody, and I'm like, okay, the album that's out. To be honest, I my now ex-husband bought
Right,
me software. He made it was in 2009. He was my
right.
drummer briefly, and then he quit, made me quit.
Mm. He
But
made you quit? Did you say he
he,
made?
hmm,
What's wrong with him? He made you quit?
he's my ex now.
That's why he's your ex. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But he knew I had music and I wanted to do something with it, so he bought me this software, Acid Music Pro.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and it's full of loops. So if you listen, so the original raw versions of these that were released back in 2009, and another version April of 2022, which is no
Okay.
longer available.
Right. Okay.
um, but it's because it's unmixed, unmastered, but it's loops. I created all of that with
Wow. That's
uh,
amazing.
hours and hours and
So
hours,
drum loops and
all of
rhythm
it,
loops, all of
all
it.
of it,
And lead guitar too? Lead
all of
guitar
it.
loops?
Yep.
That's crazy, man.
Learn how to pick it apart and get the little piece I want. Yep.
That's a lot of work, a lot of talent to make
Yeah,
that
they're
happen.
hating me right now because they have to learn it and they're like, I can't. I'm like, yes, you can.
Have you ever gone out live and played on
Not my
stage?
stuff. Well, actually,
Sang to a crowd.
oh
Just
yeah, of
okay.
course. Yeah, I love
And
it.
what would you sing if you went out live right now? What would you sing?
Anything I want to. Depends on my mood.
You have a little southern
Are
draw. I
we
hear
karaoke or are we yeah,
I hear a little southern draw. Am I right or am I just
maybe I've been down here too long.
Okay, so you're not married. You're single.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Mhm.
Maybe it's better for your creative process that nobody
Yes,
gets in the way. Yeah,
exactly. They're not going to get in the way again.
absolutely. And I feel very strongly about that. Be who you are. I wrote a song. It's on YouTube right now and Spotify all over. It's called Be Who You Are.
Okay.
And it's funny because I wrote it just kind of like be who you are, just be who you are, simple. And I'm
Mhm.
getting so much reaction from the song. In fact, one guy actually came out of the closet. He says, I had to tell my parents I'm actually gay. And I said, well, that's not, but I wasn't going there with the song. I was really saying just be who you are.
Right.
He said, oh man,
Well,
thank you.
it is.
He gave me the courage. And what I mean is just be who you are, whoever you are. I mean, but
Yeah,
if you're a certain type of musician or you have a certain interest, don't let someone change that
right,
or tell you not to do it. That's ridiculous.
right. Act like this or act like that. Don't do that. Don't do it. Yeah.
No, no, no. Like I said, you are a strong woman. I knew that right from
You.
out of the gate. So when you start the writing process on your software by yourself, how long does it take to get one song in the can or out? And do you have somebody master it when you're done? What's that process
Well,
like?
yeah. This time around, we just took everything I had and I re-recorded vocals, and we had it mixed and mastered by Blake Scapino, and he guessed did all the guitar solos and all that. But my process, let's see how long it takes. Man, it depends on how really detailed I want to get with it. I mean, I've done weeks with one song, just getting everything I want. So
Well, weeks, back in the 80s when I recorded an album, it took 6 months to a year. So it's funny when you hear someone say it took me weeks.
yeah, for a couple of those, yeah. Yep.
But no, I know what you're talking about. A week in front of a computer
Oh,
doing
nonstop.
nothing but editing, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's a long time because it's a lot of hours.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of hours, and I do the same thing in here.
Yeah.
Um,
But now I want music, musicians. I don't want to do anymore. I'm out of loops. They're all popish and I want the harder sound. So it's time for a band. Yeah.
I have to strongly agree with that. When you have a real guitar player in there, and then your creative process,
Yeah.
right? Now you're no longer by yourself. You're with a guy who's saying, "Hey, man, let's try this," and you go, "Yeah," and then your vocals start, kind of chime in and go, "Wow, I can do this now." So it's so much collaboration for me is like number one. I love to play with other artists.
Exactly, me too. So the new stuff that we're working on, actually the music is from someone else. It's theirs, and I bought it from him. Some of the tracks, and it's actual musicians playing on it, and you can tell that
Yeah.
it's the sound I want, and I love it. It's great, and the drummer is actually tracking the drums for me. He's supposed to actually he should be done by now, but
So the drummer's doing the tracks remotely to what you've already written.
for what he's already written. So he's redoing his drums, and there's
Okay.
two songs. One other one that I got from another band that I was briefly in recently that again asked me, would you sing on our next album? Okay.
Nice.
And we ended up being a band for a little while, and then they decided to kind of shoo me out and got someone else. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fine because I want to go my own way.
Absolutely. Being an independent artist is like it's so refreshing when you don't have people contradicting or telling you what to do and how
Yeah.
to do it. The freedom that you have is amazing.
Exactly. I just did it, I joined them for a little while just to keep going with it and have something to do until I could focus on have more with Detour. So it filled my time. But I got one of the songs from them. We were writing one day, they came over. My goodness, the pollen is thick right now.
A little allergy kicking in.
Making me cough. Um, we were sitting here and we're going through, and he had a riff on his guitar he wanted to do, and I happened to have some lyrics, and he's going with that one, but we
Right.
did another one. He's looking through I have stacks of lyrics, okay, and he's going through and he goes, ooh, this would fit this other little thing I've got. Let me play it for you. I'm like, okay. And the song is twisted. Very twisted. I mean, some of the lyrics are like crawl into the cage, bitch. Let's see how long it lasts. I mean, come on. And he's like, this is it. I'm like, for
And he
real?
likes that. He like
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, really? And we started doing it, and it's one of our favorite songs, and it's mine now. So that's one of the first new ones we're gonna record
and
actually.
is he playing guitar on that album?
So yeah, he will. He'll do rhythm for me.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. And then Ken's gonna create the solos.
Nice, nice.
I
Can
still
you tell the difference from looping, to the real musician? I mean, of course,
yeah.
you'd rather have the real person, right?
Yes, it's better.
Way better.
better. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm familiar with loops and stuff. And I don't know how you feel about this. The young players of today, the kids, that are just learning how to play,
Mhm.
rappers mainly in the hip hop and rap area, they're able to drag a chord down into their DAW, into their digital audio workstation. They just drag a chord in and they go, oh, that sounds cool, you
Yeah.
know. And then the chord goes bum bum, and then they add a third or a fifth or a seventh, and then they add another chord, and then they put a little drum beat to it, and they put a little drum, and then they go, hey
Mhm.
man, and then they do the rap. And
Yeah.
some of these guys have made a lot of money, as you know,
Mhm.
just on just from loops and
Yeah.
running it in on their DAW,
Mhm.
and making millions of dollars on some of these hip hop and rap songs. I mean, all by themselves,
Yeah.
and they do it like nothing. And well, how do you feel about that? Being able to do that, it's kind of what you're doing all by
It's
yourself.
creative. I mean, you get it out. It's a way to, to get it done. I have no problem with it. I think it's great if you have the patience to sit and really, do it because it's really time consuming.
It takes a special skill, uh, differently than just grabbing a guitar and playing. It's a different skill set when you're looking at a piece of software with you're doing everything, right? You're arranging, you're producing, you're mixing, you're putting the song together, you're having to come up with the bass track that fits the rhythm track. And then you have to have a lead guitar in there, and then you're going to fit your vocals in, of course, and then write the lyrics. You're pretty much doing everything, right? For
Yeah.
you. Yeah. And for some people, that's just incredible. Even when I say I write songs, they're like, how do you write a song? Well, I don't know. I just kind of feel it. I start writing.
Yeah, I do it
And
back.
you do it backwards? Well, tell me about your process.
I have the lyrics come to me and then I'm like, oh, how do I want to do this? And and I'll find music to fit it. Quite honestly, I've actually had lyrics and I had something in my head, a little, melody or something, and they tend to be kind of almost the same. Um, and then I'll have some music come at me like I have recently, and I'm like, oh, I'm redoing this whole thing. So I get it's not really a process. It's like I'll have something come to my mind and I'll write it and I'll
Yeah.
think about it and but I don't really know how I'm going to go with it as far as, you know, the sound, chords, the keys, any of that.
You're not quite sure how it's going to come out.
Right. And then I fit it to music. I just, I'm like, okay, this it's by the sound, however the music sounds.
Well, it's not really backwards, right? You're writing
Yeah.
a song. You come up with the lyrics first, correct?
Mm, yeah.
The idea, and
Yeah.
then you throw the music in.
Yeah.
And for most people, that happens with a band. And in your case, it happened. It
I'm
had.
trying.
It's no. I find it amazing. Like, you ever been to an Ed Sheeran concert or seen how he puts his show together? Ed Sheeran, who's like one of the top.
I know, yes. I've never seen them live though.
Not my kind of music, but it's kind of like when he plays a concert, he's all by himself,
No, I can't.
and he runs a looper
Yeah,
pedal,
yeah.
goes out and he tells the audience, I'm going to hit this looper pedal, and the drums are going to go doom doom
Oh
doom
wow.
doom, and then he runs around the stage, and then he does another loop, right? Maybe it's a
Huh.
tambourine or something like that, and then
Oh
he
wow.
sings, and then his songs are so simple.
Yeah.
You can get away with running a looper, in the live situation. But do you see yourself ever doing anything live on stage by yourself like that with the
No.
songs? No, it's just a
No.
little too crazy. Like, can you imagine?
I feed off of the players. You know,
Okay.
I feed the energy, the vibes. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have to agree with you on that 100%.
Yeah. It's like
Um,
if I want to karaoke, I'll go karaoke in a bar. Uh,
You know what? I feel the same way. I'm a songwriter. And now here's another thing that I've always done. And people always think that because I'm a musician for over 45, almost 50 years or more, that I know everything about music. Like, I run a podcast show, I should know everything about music, and I don't. I don't claim to either. Because I'll tell you why. I'm a songwriter, even back in 79, I did a record in 79, a single. It was played on the radio. And I loved, watching Van Halen and the Beach Boys and all of the rock and roll bands of that era. But I purposely did not become like a dedicated fan of any one artist, or I didn't listen to any one artist because I felt it was going to like infect my brain. It was going to make me sing like that guy, or it was going to make me sound like that band.
Yeah, yeah.
And my friends all, do you know that song by Warrant? And I go, yeah, I kind of know the song. Because they play it 100 times a day,
Mhm.
but I don't know the whole album, and I don't really sit around and listen to them all day long. And I wanted to sound original as a vocalist.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
wanted my voice to be my voice, and I didn't want to like try to imitate anybody.
Yes.
Is that kind of like you a little bit?
Yes.
I
Yes.
kind of sense in that.
Yes. I utilize other artists like, to practice my voice and to work my range kind of thing
Right.
and build it around, but then I add my own little tweaks. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So give me an idea of your voice. Now you said Evanescence, one of my favorite bands, and you probably can nail her to the T, I'm guessing.
It's
Is
one of
that the kind of voice that you sing most of the time, or do you start screaming and get all crazy and do like gothic rock?
I'm not a screamer. Not a screamer. There's one new song we're working on that I growl in the beginning.
Like
That's it.
that.
It's like "Grr," like this, and I giggle,
Nice.
and you don't hear me, but every time I do it, I'm like I laugh. It's like, oh gosh, it's so not me. But yeah, I'm not a screamer. I'm not, none of that. But I love singing strong. I have found that if I hold back, I sound like crap. Um,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I've got to
Yeah,
let it out.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so,
My vocal teacher used to tell me, she says, if you want to sing, open up the window and look out to the mountains and sing to the mountains. And she says, if you close the window and close the curtains, you sing differently because you're singing to your room just got smaller. And she always used to say, look out at the mountains and just belt it out, like try to reach the mountains.
oh my
And
goodness,
she was Jeff Tate's vocal coach.
right.
And she,
I
when
open
I,
the windows. I'm going to hold back. I don't want my neighbors to hate me too much.
well, there is a sound ordinance, I guess. I guess the whole thing was visually, like you imagine you're singing in the mountains, and when I crank the music, I sing
Mhm.
differently. Like when I'm in my studio and I crank it and I
Oh
start singing I just sing differently
yeah.
because of the energy, right? But when I'm sitting here by myself with my headphones on,
Oh yeah.
I land on the Christian rock channel. I'm serious. My last two songs have been so mellow. My friend, Rock Rage Radio, right?
Uh-huh.
Brian Moore goes, Dean, come on, man, write me some rock tunes, bro. He goes, I want to put you on the radio. I'm like, dude, I'm in my studio by myself. I don't have my band with me, and I'm putting out these songs that end up Christian rock radio or easy listening. I ended up in the easy listening category. I'm like, oh man, how did I land there? And and I brought back some of my 80s stuff that I written, I had albums back in the 80s. I brought that stuff back out again, and everyone loves it. It's like it's brand new.
Oh yeah. I love
Remember
it.
when the kids said, man, that Stairway to Heaven song is awesome,
Yeah.
like it just came out like last week. What,
If
Stairway to Heaven, what are you
only they
talking
knew. If only they knew.
about? What if they only knew? So
Yeah.
that's too funny. So do you have, okay, so back to your personal life, do you have kids? Do you have a family?
Well, I don't want to give my age away.
You don't have, just say you have like three kids and they're
I have
like,
four
so,
kids.
huh?
I have four.
All right, boys and girls.
I have two girls, two boys. My youngest is 11. He'll be 12 in August.
Oh, wow. So you're still the mommy. You got to stay there for a while until these kids grow up. So are they all living with you? All
Nope,
four? Nope.
none of them. My three older ones are grown, gone. They're adults. We're gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. And my boy, my youngest, Ethan, no, his dad did me dirty, so he's with his dad most of the time.
Okay, but Ethan, is he also music oriented? Does he
Yeah,
like music? Does he?
yes,
Does he like mommy, the mommy's singing?
he sings with me. He plays
Nice.
that keyboard is his.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
He at first he's like wouldn't listen to any of my songs. He's like, no, no, because daddy's telling him that it's evil and bad.
Evil and bad.
Yeah.
For someone to make a judgment call that is not an artist, and I'm guessing he's probably not, and your music is a freedom of expression
Yep.
more so than anything in the world. I think more so than politics or being a speaker or a motivational. I think music gets into everybody's soul.
It's the best drug out there.
It's the best drug out there. I like that.
Yep, it's my drug of choice. That's what I say.
Absolutely. And you can't get in trouble
No,
really.
well, other than noise ordinances, but
No. So are you in like a place where your wall's connected to someone else? You can't.
nope,
No. So you
nope.
can make a little noise.
I make the noise, and my neighbors have my number in case it's too bad. They just send me a text. But I've tested it to see how far I can go because my amp is for playing live shows. So I'll keep going. And I've only had only one time did he say, "Hey, it's a little loud."
Do you have a PA? Do you have a PA system?
Yeah, I have a Bose.
Nice.
Yep.
Does Bose make a loud PA, a professional PA
Boss.
system?
Bose
Huh?
Yeah, it's
Because I haven't had a Bose like at the level that we play at.
It's you can do live shows. It goes
Okay.
loud. It's I'm looking at it going, what are you?
Is it a tall one? A tall speaker?
It's
Real
got
tall?
the big at the base, and it's got a tall skinny that goes up.
Okay, I know which one that is.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought about getting a pair of those, and they have it come with a bass speaker. There's a
Yeah.
bass and then a pole, like a long.
And the mixing board, you can get a mixer that comes with it. Oh yeah.
They're expensive, but they sound bitchin'.
Sound good.
They're
And
expensive as hell, though.
they are. It's paid for. But this room is awesome. When I moved into this house, it's got high vaulted ceilings in this room, and then it's got, I know you can't see, but there's pictures all over my socials. But there's like the second floor you can see up. There's windows on the wall.
Oh, nice.
Window openings, so you can see upstairs. So when I jam, I mean, it's just amazing. I love it.
I can't believe you don't play guitar, because when you talk about jamming, I'm thinking I had a guitar. When I was born, the doctor had to pull the guitar away from me and then slap me to get my heart going.
Well, I try the drum, and you just take the sticks away because it sucks.
I was beating on pots and pans when I was like 4. I was a drummer. Yeah, I was a drummer. I was a drummer for 14, 15 years.
I admire drummers.
Oh man, when someone asks me, what should my kid play? I say, teach them timing, drums, teach them, and get them on the piano. If you can get them on the drums and the piano, man, they got it covered. Yep. Then they can pick up a guitar later.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know who I was? I went to a high school in Covina, California, in a high school called Royal Oak.
Nice.
And you know who my best friend was there? He was a drummer.
Okay.
And he plays for Motley Crue.
No way, Tommy. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Me and Tom were the only rockers at Royal Oak High School. And I was in a band called Danger. I was the lead singer for Danger. Okay. And Tom was playing with a bunch of bands: US 101, Dealer, Greg Leon, Invasion. He was in about 5 or 6. US 101 was a band I helped him with one night. And he lived across the street from the high school.
Oh.
So lunch break, we went over there, smoked a doob, and I watched him play his drums in his garage. And his parents built they have a 3-car garage. They turned it into a drum studio.
Oh, nice.
That's and they're from parents. They loved their kid, and they knew one day he was going to, be a superstar. But Tom played in a lot of bands at the time, and I thought maybe he just was fickle. He just didn't want to make it. He just didn't want to stay with the band. Well, it turned out he was just looking for the right fit. And I was the lead singer for Danger. I was in Aftershock in the late 79 and 80. I did a single with Aftershock, and then I was the lead singer for Danger and keyboard player and 12-string guitars. And we did 3 records and had a little bit of success with that band in Hollywood, down in LA. Headlined the Roxy, headlined Whiskey A Go Go. I was the house band at Kazari's. And so we were pretty popular. We were on the marquee almost every weekend out on Sunset Boulevard.
Mhm.
And Tommy at the time was just getting Motley Crue going. They were
Yeah.
just, they were just firing it up. Nikki Sixx had found Tom. I won't go into that story. So he comes down, and I'm playing at the Roxy. I'm headlining, and he comes down and says, "Hey, dude, buy me a beer, bro." And I said,
Mhm.
"Buy you a beer? You just packed this place out twice last week. I mean, you buy me a beer." He's all, "Dude, they got me locked down at a hotel down the street because we're doing the new album," and that was the brand new album.
Huh.
um, you know, Take Me to the Top. What was, the one with
Oh,
Vince's belt on the front, the white cover.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They weren't that album wasn't out yet. And he said, "I'm on a curfew. I got to get out of here. I got to go home." And
Wow.
they were just getting rolling with that album.
Huh.
And I was headlining, but he had a lot more success than I did. He just It's so funny because timing is everything, in that business, right? Your song hits the right person at the right time and they say, "Man, you're what I'm looking for." Whatever it is. Or you're talking to someone and they say, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying?" You're sitting at a bar, you're sitting at a church or a school or whatever, and you talk. This guy says, "Hey, I'm a producer," or "Can I use your song in a movie?" Or "I own a nightclub. Can you come?" Whatever. The
Yeah.
timing and the connections that you get in life, whether it be music or anything, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just meeting the right people and people who believe in you. That's been my pretty much my story the whole time. But I was afraid of the industry back then because it was so corrupt. And you had to, if you didn't have a lot of money, it was
Yeah.
very hard. You had to have MTV video at the time, right? If you had an MTV video, you're probably going to make it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
You remember, back in the
Oh,
day.
yeah. Yeah. When it
And
wasn't
V8,
the television.
right? Then VH1, I think,
Yep.
stepped over.
Yep. Yep.
I just interviewed Mark Bowles from Ingve Malmsteen. Mark Bowles is a
Okay. Loving
pretty,
it.
yeah, he's a very good singer. But I first saw him on MTV, and I didn't recognize him. I interviewed him on a podcast show, and I'm looking at the video, I go, "That was you! Oh my God!" And he just was so big. But it was all about MTV back then.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now, Britt, that brings me to question number 35. Are you doing any videos, anything visually? Well, we're going to show one tonight.
Here we are. Yeah, sure. I've done two, low budget, just simple. But I do have one planned for my parade.
Okay. Okay. Can we play one now for your
Sure.
millions of fans?
Which one do you want to play?
Well, I'll let you announce it and then we'll just go ahead and play it.
Let's do Vent. Let's do Vent.
Vent?
That one. Yep, Vent. That one is a special song, and there's
Okay.
a PSA at the end of it. And honestly, proceeds from sales of that song go to domestic violence shelters.
Well, that's awesome, everybody. Did you hear that? The proceeds go to domestic violence shelters to help out.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to play Vent by Detour right now.
Can't stand the sight of you. Part of me died 'cause of you. We both know the lies you tell, stories that you try to
Welcome back to the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we just heard Vent by Detour. And we're sitting here with Connie, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about that song and what it was all about. Go ahead, Connie.
Go ahead. Well, Vent is actually about an ex-husband, to be honest.
Okay.
It's a very dear song. It's the rage, it's the what you go through. It's pretty awful, actually. But it's also meant to empower whomever it is that's going through it to see that you can get through it. And that's why at the end of the video, I have the 1-800 number, and I have the little, at the bottom of the video, I have, be strong, you've got this.
Got it.
And, you know, a lot of women don't make it through, women and children, they don't make it.
Right.
The ones that come out of it, you know, we're all scarred for life, you know, some physically.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And, you know, and it's hard, but it's a deep subject matter. It took me 2 years to get out of that one. And it definitely scarred my kids, my older ones. But that song is just about how he got away with everything.
Now, how old were your children? How many years ago was that?
Wow, a long time ago.
Okay. So the kids were fairly young at the
They were
time?
very young, very young.
Did you have the 11-year-old still? He was...
No, these were my older kids. They were
Okay.
my girls.
The girls went through it. Okay.
They're like 5 and 6 and really young.
Now, do you think things have changed in that domestic abuse and help? And do you think things have changed since then, as far as assistance?
I think it is. I mean, it is and it isn't. If you're brave enough to ask for the help,
Yeah.
but really we need to get it out there. And I know I've seen it before. You know, there's marks you can do on your palm of your hands. There's a signal you can give if you're passing somebody that you need help right now.
Okay.
You know, there's those kind of things. And I do believe that that's come out in the forefront more. Yes. You know, but I mean, it can be both ways. Men get abused too.
You know, you don't hear that though.
You
know,
don't because they're embarrassed.
That's you just don't hear it. Yeah, I guess they are, but you just don't hear about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of. Do you think that there's more help today than there was, and is there a better understanding of it now than it was, 15 years ago, or however long it was?
No.
So things that really haven't progressed.
I don't. A lot of people just do the blame game. Well, you deserve that, or what did you do, or what did you know?
Right.
Just a lot
Right.
of that irks me.
So maybe it's gotten worse. Maybe it's gotten worse.
No, I just think it's stagnant. It's not really stagnant, but it's the same. You know,
Yeah. So it's up to the person to reach out and really be strong and take care of it yourself. And
it takes a lot of effort. Some of those women, it takes a lot of effort. I mean, because there is, even in my situation, he threatened me a lot. You know, threatened me that he knew special people that would make me disappear if I left.
Right.
You know, there were many nights and many days that I would be put into a wall by my throat because I was stopping him from hurting my girls.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Yeah. How did you finally get away from it? And it's probably not a simple process.
It took a job that I knew would move me away.
Yeah.
And I told the boss I got the job in secret because every time I went for a job, he would find out and make sure I didn't get it, or make sure I could disable my car. I mean, whatever.
Oh my God.
So this one I got in secret. I knew I'd get the job because I'd worked it before.
Oh, gotcha.
And I told boss, I said, look, this is exactly what's going to happen. Work with me. I need out. Please help me. And he did. I told him everything. I laid it out. And 4 days later, sure enough, I got the phone call. Everything was happening exactly like it was going to happen. And he worked with me. He kept me, and they moved me to South Carolina. And that's how I got down south.
That's awesome that he understood and accommodated.
Yeah.
Have you been with the company quite a while before that?
No, it was a second round with them. I worked for them right out of high school, and they moved me to California at that point.
Were you playing music at that time when all this was going on?
I was really shy back then.
You were shy. Were you being suppressed, or were you just shy?
Pretty suppressed. I was, mom.
Okay.
Doing that whole thing. I was, married to the abuser was a cop.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so that's why I got away with everything.
I got you. That's so sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad, but you hear about it all the time. I just watched that documentary on Lacey
Mhm.
Peterson.
Mhm.
Oh my, it's just incredible, and that's pretty much how it usually goes down. Those guys think they can get away with anything,
Yep.
and they're in power, whether they're a politician or a police officer or whatever, they think they can get away with anything. I'm not saying all cops are bad, but there are some,
No,
but the bad ones are bad.
they are. Yeah.
The bad ones are bad because they have the authority to be bad,
No,
and
they
they,
have the connections.
they have the connections, right? So they never get in any trouble. And it's usually their sergeant or their boss that knows that shit's going on, and
Yeah.
allowing that guy to stay in the force, that's just not right
And
to me.
yeah, he was actually at one point he was forced to retire. His
Okay.
boss did step up
Okay. Well, it caught up with him then a little bit.
a little bit, a little bit.
Well, that's too bad you had to put up with that. I'm real sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. I'm here, and
But I'm glad you're here to talk about it.
yeah, and that's the point, and that's what I wanted to do with Vent is show that I'm here. It nearly killed me. I lost my kids because of it. I lost everything. Had to start over. I had to move far away. I mean, it's
Is that when you made the move
yeah,
to North Carolina?
South Carolina.
I mean, South Carolina.
They moved me down there first, yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, it just I want to be able to show that I've gone through it, not as bad as some of them I know of, but I've gone through it. I'm here, and you know what? If you need to reach out to someone, you can reach out to me. Absolutely, and
That's awesome.
I'll get you to the connections you need.
Well, there'll be links at the bottom of this show for the people that are out there, and I'll run some ticker tapes at the bottom with maybe a number that they can call. For that, as we're talking about that, I'll run some ticker tapes at the bottom with an 800 number that you can recommend.
Yep,
And
there.
is that nationwide, all over the nation?
Yep, the
Okay.
100 where it's on the video as well.
Okay.
I'll text them to you.
Yeah. Shoot me that over, and I'll put it at the bottom of the description in the podcast show. And this will what's the date today? Anyway, doesn't matter.
So,
Yeah, I'm going to be doing the live show here pretty soon, so maybe we can have you back for a live show
perfect.
where people can call in.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I know. I thought about doing it. I'm really on this. You're my last episode in season 3.
Oh, save the best.
Save the best for last. There you go. And I'm thinking about doing maybe a live series in season 4.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be fun. Oh my goodness.
Well, maybe doing both because I put this show on about 50 different streaming platforms all over the world: Russia, India, Bangladesh, China, Japan.
Good.
So this show is right now my stats are showing 105 countries.
Wow, very cool.
That are picking it up. Now there might be just 2 people out there, but but people are listening to this show all over the globe. It's incredible. Our reach is incredible because of the internet.
Oh yeah, technology has come a long way. It's helped everybody. And
Really, I was in Australia and I was listening to some of my songs in Australia, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm 14-hour, what am I, 4,000 miles? How many miles is that? I forgot. Anyway, it's a 15-hour trip. I'm on an island in the middle of nowhere, and I had internet access.
Oh wow.
And I had to remote in to the United States from my laptop, and it was like their internet's better than ours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Australia is on it, man. I'm telling you. And I was there for a month because my partner is an actress, and she was in a bunch of movies in Australia.
Nice.
And she's also an actress here in the United States. And she was in The Punisher, movies like that.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah. So she's, huh?
Action movies. Yeah. I want to be able
action. Yeah. And we do commercials. Actually, we both work from home out here. So we do commercials.
Okay.
I do recordings. We just do everything. It's amazing what you can do from your home.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You can make money. It's amazing. Wouldn't it be nice if we could make money from our music, just from our music being played.
That's my goal.
But they don't pay, right? They don't pay. I mean, somebody downloads 10,000 of your 10,000 downloads of one of your songs, and what are they gonna give you, like $1.70? Give me
right.
$5 bucks?
Yeah.
They're really ripping us off still
Oh yeah, big time.
after all these years.
Yeah.
You think they would have made an adjustment and gave us a little compensation, right?
Something. Yeah. No one buys CDs anymore. I've got a box of CDs sitting here.
Do you have any vinyl? Do you have any albums?
Of mine?
Just are you a collector of albums? Period.
If I could move my camera, I'd show you.
I love albums.
I have lots of them. Actually, I want to actually sell the albums because I've got some real old stuff, and I'd like for someone to actually use them instead of them sitting and collecting dust in my closet. They were from, I've got Bing Crosby, Elvis Presley.
Wow.
From my grandparents and my dad. And then I've got totes and totes of all these 45s from the 50s through the 80s.
Of 45s, man, 33s and 45s. I recorded a 45 and I'll never forget it, in 1979. Nice. And do you have a record player?
No, it broke on me. I did. But yeah, so.
They have the record players now convert to like an MP3. Have you seen them?
Huh.
There's a USB jack in the back of the phonograph, and you hit a button and you convert it to a digital.
Oh, wow.
You knew that, right?
I think I did, but I've not done it. I've not used
and like cassette players do it, and then they do it with phonographs.
Oh, that's awesome.
And my mom was a professional singer when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And I found her album on Discogs.com. It's amazing. I found my old single on there too, because nobody has it anymore. And my mom was June Vaughn. I'm Dean Vaughn. She was June Vaughn.
Yeah.
And she was on the Lawrence Welk Show. Remember the Lawrence Welk Show?
Yeah.
Before our time. Yeah. You're young. What do you like, 21, 25?
Thank you.
I had to go there.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do that other video. What do you want to play?
I have Excuse Me out.
What is it?
Excuse Me.
Oh, I thought you said excuse me. I'm sorry. So you want what's Excuse Me about? And
well, I had fun with that one.
Okay.
That one's about a really nasty breakup, but quite honestly, people are going to know this. I'm gonna embarrass myself. It's really about, the guy is wrong, it's bad, but the sex is so good, you keep going back. So there's lines in there that are very much innuendos, and no one's gonna get them, but that's okay. So
can the children watch it? Is it safe for the children?
Yeah, the children. Yeah, the video's fine.
Okay.
But if they actually caught on to some of the lyrics,
Gotcha.
So it's excuse me while I break down and cry. I'm trying to it's a bad breakup. So the video, or the breakup that needs to happen, and then you just you don't want to, but you have to. The video is I had fun with it. I'm like, let's make this a little bit crazy.
And the song is called Excuse Me?
Excuse me. And so I'm burning the house down.
Well, you want to announce the video, and we'll play it right now. Go ahead.
All righty. This song is called Excuse Me by Detour. And enjoy.
Upside down.
back with Connie on the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. We just heard "Excuse Me," and Connie, that I know you talked a little bit about that song, and where do you see yourself going? You know, after that song, as far as writing goes, what do you plan on doing?
The darker sides.
You like the dark side?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because that's just how it is. Everyone's breaking up. Everyone has that breakup. Everyone has that.
Yeah.
I want to write songs that are going to touch somebody and say something they don't want to say, but they feel it.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
want
songs about relationships are very.
relationships. Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
You know, because right now I'm just writing about the past couple of years, which has been quite the roller coaster. You know,
Right.
I went through my divorce and went through the mud. So there's some pretty good songs.
A lot of fuel for your songwriting.
A lot of fuel. There's this new song called "Fuck You All."
Really? Is that the name of
It
it?
is the name of it. It can never be on radio because it's just, you know, but it
Well, it
is.
could be on my show.
Well, sure.
Fuck you all. Why not? I like it.
It is. It's called. It's about those that, you know, when they turn their backs. You know, they turn their backs, and it's really about the ones that are very hypocritical.
Mm-hmm.
They're very
Little backstabbers.
religious.
The Christian.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to say that. I know some people who hide behind that. Hide
They
behind the
ran,
big book.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
ran. They left me for dead.
That's sad.
I needed him. So they sided with him. So that's the song, you know.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and you know, the part of when it hits the peak is, you know.
And is that song out now, or is that
No,
something?
it's something it's going to come out in the new album.
There'll be a video with that as well.
Oh, yes.
It sounds like you're ready to go with this one.
That one and a few others, yeah.
Where do you go? Where do you go to do your videos? Do you do them right there?
Everywhere.
Okay.
Wherever I can. I have a videographer that I love his work.
Mhm.
I'm trying to get to work with him again. He has a fantastic idea for my song Snake, which is
Snake.
yeah.
Okay.
Snake. He came up with this idea. We were talking about it, and he goes, well, "What if we do, you know, have someone?" I'm thinking about having, you know, like you're getting all hot and heavy, and then you bump a light bulb, and when you know, and it goes back and forth. So every you know, it's one way, he looks normal, and it's the other way, it looks like a serpent. I'm like, oh,
Wow. No, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need a guy with bald head so we can paint him as a serpent. But
Now, do you produce and write your own videos, or do you get a lot of instruction from someone else?
I've been doing my own.
Okay. So the ideas are yours.
The ideas I've got them. Yep, the ideas I've got them.
That's cool.
I want to do one for the title track, and I have it all laid out in my head. And I did shoot it at one point, but it just didn't happen. So we're gonna do it again.
And how many?
I'm gonna get my way this time.
Well, yeah, you should always get your way. Who's gonna say no to you? You know.
Not anymore.
I'm so proud of what you've done. You know, I mean, you should feel pretty good yourself, coming over that, you know, climbing over that mountain and getting onto the other side.
But I still try to stay very humble as well. I don't want to
Go crazy.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah, and I won't get into your current relationship status, but I mean, are you gonna stay single for a while? And
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
now your girls, are they married? Are they out starting
Okay.
families? Not yet. Or is that a touchy subject?
I have grandkids. Yes.
You have grandkids. Wow, that's amazing. You know, I would have never thought that. Yeah.
One is married. She's got she's got her little boy. My older daughter, she's not married and she has kids. They're the
You get to see them on the holidays?
not very much, no.
No.
Two of my kids live up in Indiana.
Okay.
And of course my Ethan is local. And so is my one daughter, but you know, we don't really get together much.
You and Ethan get along pretty good?
Oh yeah, he's my baby.
He's your baby. That's kind of what I thought.
He's my height. I'm 5'4".
Oh, yeah.
He's a tall boy.
He's taller than you?
He's my height. He's
Oh
maybe
my gosh.
maybe
And he's
half,
only 11.
only 11. His daddy is 6'4".
That's okay. Short people, we're not that bad. I'm like 5'5", 5'6", so I'm not much taller than you.
Dynamite comes in small packages.
I don't mind being short. We do have some advantages,
Oh
but
yeah.
I definitely didn't play basketball professionally. I tried to play for a while, but I just dribbled between people's legs, I was able to
Yeah.
get
I tried playing softball, but I hit pop flies. I can't hit that ball straight. So hey,
a lot of women play softball.
I like it. It was fun.
That's a big sport. Yeah. And it's really nice to get to know you a little bit. I personally haven't really got a chance to listen to all your songs. I have some spare time tonight. I'm going to listen to the rest of your
Perfect.
album. I just got so distracted today, and then Brian was going to do this show yesterday, right?
Mhm.
We were going to do the show yesterday, and it just got down to the last 3 hours. I had nothing. I had no music. And I like to play music. Sometimes I like to show a screen, or that kind. And I like to know a little bit about you,
Right.
right? I'll do a little bio, where you're from, and there's times when I don't know anything about the artist, and I feel
Right.
I feel so in the dark. I want to know a little bit of something. So I said, let's do it tomorrow. I'm gonna go plant some vegetables.
There you go. Well, I have some zucchini planted, and I
Oh, do
it's
you?
fall.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, nice. So you got a little garden going on. How's the weather? How's the weather out there for like growing stuff?
Yeah, it's warm. Well, it's warming up now, so it's perfect. But summer it gets really hot, really dry. Yeah.
Hotter than Nevada?
No, probably no. There are
We get like
times.
120. We
Mm,
get we get like 118 out here.
how do you grow anything out there? You have to be indoor.
I got
You
a
have to
little.
be greenhouse.
I'm gonna need a greenhouse, or tuck them away in the garage.
Yeah. Oh
It's too
yeah.
damn it's too damn hot out here.
Yeah. They need water.
Well, tomatoes and melons and those kind of plants will do okay,
Kind
right?
of. Yeah.
Kind
Well,
of.
tomatoes need water. Tomatoes need a lot of water.
Okay. Okay.
Otherwise, if they get dry and then you water them, they're gonna split wide open.
Ah, okay. So you want to always keep them hydrated.
You want to keep them hydrated always, yes, especially when it's really super hot. When they're
Okay, for
starting.
all you people growing your tomatoes right about now, keep them hydrated. And
Well, no,
Connie
when they
said so.
produce, yeah, when they
When
when
they
they
put
when
it,
they're producing, when they're ripening. Keep it.
gotcha. That's interesting. Is there so we'll probably wrap up here in a bit. I don't know. Usually we'll go about an hour. Is there anything that you want to talk about? And it could be anything you want to talk about to your audience, or tell your audience what to be looking out for, how to get a hold of you, and how to reach you the best way, because we all have email addresses and all that.
Mm.
So can you tell people the best way to contact you?
Knock on my door. No, I'm kidding.
Just come over.
Come on over. Yeah. I love having bonfires. We are going to start the new single coming out is My Parade, which you have a picture in the back there. We are going to start heavily promoting that one.
Okay, My Parade featuring.
That featuring Blake Scapino. He is
Okay,
part of the band Lola Montez.
got you.
So that's the single that's coming out. It's going to be played soon, any day now.
That's going to be a single
Yes.
and a video to follow.
Video we're shooting next month.
Okay, awesome. Will you let me know so I can put it up?
I will. Because when we start shooting, I'm going to be posting all kinds of stuff going, hey, guess what?
Well, you can always share it with me if you want. And I share everything. So just become my friend on whatever.
Okay, cool. Yeah, follow me. I don't, yeah.
I think I'm already following you because I wanted to learn more about you. So just look for Dean Vaughn. You'll find me. But
Okay.
Go ahead. Say more. What were you talking about?
So yeah, we're gonna do the video. We were delayed on scheduling that, but we're gonna do that video and it's gonna come out. It's just gonna be band playing and maybe a few solo little scenes kind of thing. Just a fun video just to get out there and let you see us. So we're gonna be jamming.
Are you gonna do any live stuff out on stage?
It's gonna be a live show doing that song. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. You're gonna have is it Ken? Huh?
Ken will be there. Yes.
I want to meet Ken. When can I meet Ken?
Oh gosh, hopefully soon. Maybe next one. If we do another one, We'll get him on here. Yeah.
I thought he was going to be a mean guy. That look on his
He's
face, like
not.
he's going to
Yeah,
give me shit when he comes on here. I just know.
I told him to look mean. I'm like, I don't want people to be
He's
afraid.
like, I don't want to talk to you, man, right now.
He is tall. I call him my bodyguard. I know
Is
I'm
it-
gonna mess with me when I'm saying that.
You don't want to meet him in a dark alley, you'd be in trouble,
No,
right?
no, he's tall. He's like 6'5" or something. Yeah, he's tall. He's a big boy. Yeah.
And I'll bet you're just dwarfed by him, right? You're 5'4".
Yes.
He's what, 6'4"?
Shorter.
Oh my, it's a whole foot.
Yeah.
Well, and it's nice to have someone like that on your side anyway.
Yeah,
Especially if you're going to be out playing. It's good to have a good friend like that.
yeah, I would trust him definitely. He's not gonna let anybody hurt me.
Now, how did you? And I want to go back to how did you get together with Curtain Call Records? How did that come together?
Wow, that came around full circle. I did submit to them, I think a year ago.
Right.
Nothing happened. And I was in between management. So I just wanted to do something. I'm like, okay, I've been watching them. I was watching them. I knew about them.
Right.
And I had a friend, I contacted Bryant.
Did you contact them or did they contact you?
No, I asked Bryant actually,
You
from
mean Brian Moore?
Bryant, Austin,
Oh, Brian Toston. Okay.
from Atrium.
Gotcha.
I asked him, I said, hey man, I really want to get something done. Can you refer me? What can you do? And he introduced me to John.
Just
Yeah.
like that.
Like that. Introduced
Now,
me.
how long have you been with Curtain Call?
I signed February 1st.
This last February.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, man. So, and have you been on the Rock Rage radio and all that?
Not yet. That's what we're supposed to any day now.
Okay, so you haven't been on the radio yet.
Not yet. Mm-mm.
And I heard that they have millions of listeners.
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's 2 or 3, right? Radio stations, not just one.
On
There's-
Rock Rage,
I think there's Rock Rage. Is there another one?
there's Is it Mud Radio?
Mud Radio. Is that part of them too?
Mhm.
So they have to have 3, I think.
I think there is 3. Yeah, you're right.
And I was on one of them. One of my songs was.
Nice.
Nobody listened to it, but it was on there.
Oh, well, cool. I can't wait to hear my own pop in. That'd be awesome.
I love writing songs. I've written over 100 songs. I'm sure you've written over 100
Oh, yeah.
songs.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny how we write them and then we listen to them. We go, it doesn't fit what I'm doing right now.
Mhm.
And you put it in a closet and you stick it in a file folder, and maybe you go back to it, maybe you don't.
Yep.
And I have a lot of those songs. I remember I'm going way back to late 70s, 80s when Devo, we were into the new wave. We were into the new wave thing. And it's funny how my songwriting started following Devo. And I wrote this song called Run Around or something like, and I just found myself writing this. And I'm like, why am I writing this? And Devo, I love Devo, right? And they would go, crack that whip. And it's funny. And even as much as I tried to become, independent and try to stay in my lane, we're still influenced by listening to bands like Evanescence.
Yes.
And we were like, wow, I really like the way she sings. Now, do you ever do that where you kind of pull a riff and go, I sound like this person, but you're okay with it. I mean, it sounds good in the song.
Yes. Yes. And I've pulled one from Five Finger Death Punch.
Nice. I love that band.
I love them. Oh my God.
Five Finger Death Punch is badass. I'd love to interview those guys. Huh?
I would love to work with Ivan Moody. Oh yeah. His voice and mine. Can you imagine that?
Oh, wow. That would be insane. Well, we have to put in the request.
Yes.
The energy, you gotta put it out there, or he doesn't know you want to sing with him.
Oh, I'll tell him.
In fact, this morning I invited Paul Stanley to do a podcast show of Kiss. If you don't ask, you won't get a response.
Exactly.
And so I've got a few people on the line right now, but I've done some pretty famous bands.
Nice.
And now I've done you, so that's another famous band I've done. Well, I didn't really do you, but I did the podcast.
All right, I'm like, wait a minute. Huh. Wow, that was great. Thanks.
Was it good for you too?
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm gonna go smoke some weed now.
That's pretty funny. So we're gonna. So anyway, maybe next time we'll get Ken on board, and maybe whatever else you got going on, we'll do a follow up.
Yes.
I'm gonna be here for a while. So, is there anything you want to say to the audience before we depart?
Follow us everywhere. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Duet me on some TikToks. Come on.
You are big on TikTok. I saw that.
Yes, I love it. I have fun with it, and I'm about to be more active with it now soon too.
So a lot of people can find you on TikTok how do they find you on
They
TikTok?
can message me on mine is Connie Z 1313. If they look
Conny
Conney
EY Connie Z 1313.
Yep. That's all.
And can they like search for you on? Well, they'll find you on TikTok then,
Mhm.
right?
Yep. They'll find me.
Okay. And what about Detour? Is Detour also?
Detour, if you go on Facebook, on our Facebook page, Detour, I think it's the number 8 at the back end of that one.
Okay.
There's links, all the links on there go to all of the other social.
Okay. And I'll also put links at the bottom of the podcast show so people can find also the 800 line for the domestic battery
Yes.
helpline. I want everyone to be able to get help if they need it,
Yes.
you know, and maybe you're an advocate for that as well, so you can talk to them.
Yes.
That's pretty cool that you open yourself up for that.
Yep. I have every intention of making it known that at my shows, if there's anyone there that's in trouble, come get me. Yeah. And whoever my team is, my security, whatever, I will let, I have to come up with something so that they can get to me if they're in trouble. We can get them out.
That's pretty courageous of you to offer to help other women as well. That's pretty cool.
It's dear to me.
No, I understand. You came out on the other side, and I wish you well in your future. You're very strong and you're very talented. So stay the course. Keep the sails up.
Always keep the wings up.
Keep the wings up. Keep doing what you're doing. And I want to thank everyone for watching and listening to Detour tonight, Connie. And I will have links at the bottom of the show tonight. And thank you for listening to the Dean Vaughn Music podcast show here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And thank you very much. And thanks, Connie.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And good night.